Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be taking a look at what the special vehicles actually look like in the stunt races, which is exactly what's going to be happening when the next Grand Theft Auto Online DLC comes out. We're also going to be looking at a couple other details that could give us some hidden insight into some future updates and a whole lot more. So a couple days ago, FOXYSNAPS posted this. He says, "Is there someone who would like to get banned?" Like I've mentioned, Rockstar have added the special vehicles to the creator with import-export. They are just locked via tunables, but now it's clear that they won't enable them until the next update. We would ask someone who would like to get banned to use the cheat engine and enable SV Enable Race Creator, and then use the Stunt Race Creator to create a special vehicle stunt race and publish it. There's a 5% chance that he could survive. And it seems as if FOXYSNAPS has taken that challenge and has actually gotten us some really cool in-game footage of what this is going to look like. So full credit goes to him for capturing this, creating this. I'll leave a link to his Twitter in the description. He posts some really interesting stuff there, so it's definitely worth your follow. Let's take a look at these right now. So we're going to start with the Ruiner 2000. So there really isn't anything too over the top here. It's basically the Ruiner, just with the 2000-like style abilities. So you can obviously see that the missiles can be used, the jumping ability can be used, as well as the parachute feature as well, which is what we expected. It would have seemed to be kind of worthless if Rockstar didn't include those abilities in these vehicles, in these updates, but that's still pretty cool. Now, FOXYSNAPS did say that he's not great with the creator, which is why these races are a little bit awkward, but he basically just wanted to test these vehicles out and see what they could do in the creator itself. But it is cool to confirm that the rockets can be used, as well as the parachuting and jumping ability. Let's move on to the next one, and that is the Rocket Voltic. So the only real special thing with this here is the rocket booster itself, which we're clearly going to be able to use. In the one screenshot we've seen so far by Rockstar, you can clearly see the Voltics using the boost, and then it looks like they're going over a special rocket pad that might actually give them more boost. So it's definitely clear that we're going to be able to use that, but that right there is the Rocket Voltic. And then we've also got the Blazer Aqua. And what's cool about the Blazer Aqua, it looks like you're going to be able to use the weapons, which I don't really know how this is going to work. Are you going to use the little minigun on there to shoot objects like barrels or explosives, or are you going to try and shoot other players or characters as well? I'm really not too sure. Now, one thing I will say is these races are going to have to be very specifically designed for these vehicles, because the normal stunt tracks are a little difficult for these cars. Because keep in mind, the Ruiner 2000 is basically just a muscle car, so it doesn't necessarily have like the best speed, handling, launching ability. The Blazer Aqua is an off-road ATV. You know how limited it is in its control. And then even though the Coil Rocket Voltic has the thruster on the back, it's still one of the worst supercars in the game with the Coil Voltic. So these races are really going to have to be designed by Rockstar in a way that I guess comes with the abilities of the car. So for example, the Rocket Voltic ones are going to have to be maybe at races where you have to launch from a specific point. The Ruiner 2000 races will likely have you going from point to point in certain areas using your jumping ability to jump over things, your parachuting ability to glide to things, etc. And then obviously with the Blazer Aqua, we're going to be going from land to sea. I wouldn't imagine that you would be doing all sorts of crazy jumps like this. Now, one other thing that's very interesting and that FOXYSNAPS posted about the other day, he said, speaking to the next update, the special vehicles would only be added to the race creator, ? Rockstar can add them to last team standing, deathmatch, and capture creators. So I'm wondering if it's only exclusive to races. And this got me thinking of the same thing as well, because FOXYSNAPS was also able to enable vehicles that Rockstar didn't mention on the newswire, like the Technical, which I thought was pretty interesting, as well as the Ramp Buggy Flip Car. And those were vehicles that were not mentioned on the newswire. So it almost has me wondering, are Rockstar going to be saving those vehicles for when they eventually introduce them to last team standing, deathmatch, and capture? And you might be thinking to yourself, would Rockstar do that? Well, they did that with Cunning Stunts. Remember that the Cunning Stunts props and tracks were only available for races for the longest time. And then about a month or two later, Rockstar said, here you go, we're going to add all of the props to the last team standings, the death matches, and the captures, so you can really create some cool jobs of your own. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen here. They're going to start us out with the three vehicles, the Ruiner 2000, Rocket Voltic, and Blazer Aqua. They're going to keep us to races only. They're then going to open it to the creators, where they can build their own racetracks for us to use with these special vehicles. And then some sometime down the line, they're going to open up the ramp buggy, and then they're going to open up some of the other vehicles like the technical, maybe even like the Boxville, and they're going to allow us to do that in the last team standings, team death matches, and captures. So basically what I think this means is that this overall DLC for Rockstar might last a lot longer than we think. Like I said, there's lots of things they could do in terms of introducing the Rockstar created special vehicle races, then the creator ones, and then adding the death matches, etc. So this could be going on for a little bit longer than we all thought, but I still think it's going to be pretty cool, and I'm definitely excited to get our hands on this, and this teaser by FOXYSNAPS is pretty cool as well. Speaking of when we could be getting our hands on this, a lot of people, once again, are still asking me for a release date. The only thing we know so far is that it's coming out in March. So your guess is as good as mine. I think that it's going to be coming out this Tuesday, which is March 14th. However, a lot of people are saying that it could easily be March 28th. So I really don't know. We're really just going to have to wait and see. Of course, we don't have any new information from Rockstar. So if that does happen, let's hope we get some more precise information, I guess, on when a release date could occur. And also, a lot of people have been asking me, is anything else going to be coming out with this update other than the special race creator update? I've been getting questions like, are Rockstar going to be adding more special vehicles? Are they going to be adding the other cars in the game, like the Turismo Classic and Furnace Classic and the Progen Gp1? And I don't think so. I think the only thing that's going to be in this update is going to be the special vehicle race creator. Now, would I be pleasantly surprised if I'm wrong and there was some hidden tunables content? Yeah, absolutely. That would be super cool. But I think that because the theme of this update is going to be about special vehicles and the races, it would seem kind of odd to add things that wouldn't be able to be used in that. That's just kind of my theory and my thinking right there. However, two things, just because I believe there isn't going to be any new content doesn't necessarily make that true. Rockstar could always add new vehicles, new adversary modes, etc. And also, number two, I do believe this is going to be a downloaded DLC. According to FOXYSNAPS, there are some stunt props that aren't in the game yet, like those yellow booster strips for the rocket Voltic, which means for those to be introduced in the game, Rockstar would have to add a new DLC. So this isn't something that can be done via tunables, even though the special vehicle races can be basically done via tunables. I think there's some missing props and whatnot. So once again, it'll be very interesting to see what Rockstar ultimately does here. But really, that's all the information I have for you guys in this video today. Just a quick look at how the special vehicle races might work, as well as some additional details regarding the upcoming DLC, which hopefully will be released soon. If you guys are hyped for this update or are pretty excited, be sure to drop a like rating on the video. That would be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.